Yoo-hoo. Namaste. I have to wear the glasses again against the sun for a while, but we are so blessed to have so much sun here. Like always, I want to start with a chant. I always start with, and to just center us, I would like to introduce a mudra. A mudra is a hand gesture. So this mudra is about the energies of the day, which today is the white planetary wind. I'm going to read the poem of the day after the chant, but while we listen, or while you listen to the chant, I want to invite you to have the hands like this in front of your heart. It's the Garuda mudra, so the thumbs are touching. Yeah. And it's like wings, so you want to have some space between the heart and the wings so it has freedom to fly. Yeah? Beautiful. Dhyayamo davalavaguntanavati tejo maim nashtiki snigdha pangavilokinim bhagavati mandasmita srimukhi vatsalyam tavashinim sumadhvam sankirtana lapini Shyamangi Madhusikta Sukti Amritanandatmika Ishveri. I read today that this mudra is kind of a symbol for finding the effortlessness inside of the effort. Like kind of that we make an effort to grow and to learn, but as we do so that it doesn't have to be always hard work, that it can also be fun and can be easy. So can let go of the hands, and I'm going to read the poem of the day of the Mayan calendar. I thought today I'm going to share that because I found it very inspiring for the energies of today. So it's the white planetary wind. I perfect in order to communicate, producing breath. I seal the input of spirit with a planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of heart. So since today, the day is about, besides other things, it's about communication and breath, I wanted to start with all of us chanting 3 times the syllable ham. Often we, for example, maybe start a yoga class with Om, but Ham is the syllable for the throat chakra, so it's about where we breathe and where we express. So I thought we could just chant this 3 times. So you could, if you want to join me, you can also just listen to the sound, but if you want to join actively, you can now inhale deeply. Ham. And as we focus here, you're just being aware of what is the state right now. What are maybe your limits in breathing and in expressing and in communicating, and what are your strengths? Inhaling again deeply. And as we know our limits, we can maybe invite more growth to happen by grace. Inhaling one more time deeply. Beautiful. So I want to start with Tadasana today, the mountain pose. And you could say it's a very easy pose because it's just standing, but I want to explain it a bit more because there's much more to it than just standing. So for that I'm going to turn to the side so you can see better. You can have either the feet together, or for beginner it's maybe easier to have them hip width apart, or maybe with just a wrist in between the feet. And now we're going to bend the knees a little bit, and there should be a little inner rotation of the thighs. I'm helping here with my hands in order to feel that. When I do this, there's a nice opening in my sacrum, yeah? And we want to keep this inner rotation as we come up. For that I put my one hand on the belly and one hand on the sacrum. And we have to do that very slowly so we don't lose this inner rotation. As we come up, we stretch the legs and the belly comes up, so the right arm pushes the belly up and the left arm rolls the tailbone down. And from there we stand tall with the collarbones open heart, like the symbol of today is guided by the power of the heart. And when we have the arms like this, in the ashram they often call it Bhakti Tadasana because it has this Bhakti approach, this like kind of asking for grace, this worshipping mood, surrendering mood, and then letting go. Gonna do the Amrita Yogasana again. We did the last 2 times. I really like this because it's a very easy pose and it's just about combining breath and movement, and it shows that yoga doesn't have to be complicated. It's about the awareness we have in every moment. So as we inhale, we chant internally. I'm going to do it externally, but we chant internally Ma, which is the symbol, the sound for divine love, and Om for divine light is as we exhale. And we combine it with the movements of the arms, which is inhaling, Ma, Om, Just feeling these 2 mantras, how they vibrate in your system, like the waves coming in and out. Same as the breath is coming in and out of your body. Releasing the hands. Going to do the first Uttanasana, the forward bend. So again, you could have the feet together, but it is easier if you have them maybe hip width apart. And we do a forward bend, hinging from the hips, exhaling. You can have again blocks also if you want. Do you want also a block? No?
Block nicht.
Yeah. So we exhale, coming into Uttanasana, exhaling. The front body is lengthening, the side body is lengthening. It can either be on the blocks or with the fingertips on the ground, but the chest is still lifted. If it's too much of a stretch, you can still have your knees bend a bit in the beginning as we are just starting. Breathing here. Also in Uttanasana you have that same inner rotation of the thighs. I'm helping here again with my hands to just show my body what this inner rotation means, and it opens up here nicely the sacrum. And then exhaling, lowering the head down. One more breath, and then bending the knees slightly and rolling up vertebra by vertebra, gently coming up to standing again. There's no rush. And then maybe rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest. Going to do a lot of back bends and opening the chest today, as it's guided by the power of the heart today. And because of that, I also decided to not do the Surya Namaskar we have done the last two classes, but to do another Namaskar, another salutation, and it's the salutation for Hanuman. And because Hanuman is all about the heart. Do you know Hanuman? It's the monkey god. Yes, he has Ram and Sita in his heart, and is the son of the god of the wind. So I thought, since today is the planetary wind and it's guided by the heart, let's greet Hanuman together today. So for that we're going to step to the front of the yoga mat. We're going to do it probably 4 rounds, so don't worry if you don't get the sequence in the first round, because it's maybe new for you. And we're going to stay in each step for at least 2 breaths, so it's hopefully easier to follow. Let's join the palms in front of the heart, connecting with your heart and invoking Hanuman to reside within. Then as we inhale, just lift the heart, reaching for grace, and then exhaling, we're going to stand on the left foot. Yeah, it's a bit difficult on the sand, yeah, because we don't have a very even ground here, yeah. So this is a variation of the warrior of 3, okay? And then with the next exhalation, we're going to lower down into a lunge. And as our right foot has done this step, we're going to do now the mudra with the right thumb crossing on top of the left thumb and pointing. It's the Vajra mudra, and pointing up to the sky. Breathing here. The shoulders are in the socket, so we don't want the shoulders here. We want them down there, okay? And then next inhalation into warrior 2. Hanuman is a great, great warrior, so we're going to do a lot of warriors today. Looking over your middle finger into the horizon. Breathing. And with the next inhalation, coming into the reverse warrior. Looking up to the sky. Then the next inhalation, again back to warrior 2. And with the next exhalation, we lower down, the elbow comes right where the thigh starts and the other arm comes on top. So we have one line in diagonal pointing up to the sky. And with an inhalation, the torso twists to the right if you can, looking underneath your right armpit up into the sky. Exhaling, coming down with the hands and lowering the right knee onto the ground, bowing down as if Hanuman would bow down in front of Ram. Then inhaling, looking to the front. Exhaling here. Inhaling, joining the feet. Exhaling, bowing down. And inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, bringing that energy down into your heart. Closing your eyes for a few moments to just feel the energies. Beautiful. How was that? Was that easy to follow? Yeah? Okay.
Más o menos.
Más o menos.
Yeah.
Muy bien. Yeah. And like I said, it's difficult on the sand with the standing postures, but poco a poco. Yeah. So then let's do another round. This time we're going to lead with the left hand, and then the mudra here goes that the left thumb goes on top, and we point the fingers like this. Yeah, it's like meant in a way like a warrior really has this one pointed focus. You know, like really like this is where I'm going, kind of like yeah. So joining the palms in front of your heart, inhaling, just lifting the heart, this yearning for Hanuman, and exhaling, standing on your right foot, focusing with your eyes on one grain of sand will help you to maintain the balance in the Warrior 3 variation. Oui? Or not. And then exhaling, coming down, doing the mudra with the hands, pointing to the goal, breathing here. The next inhalation, we come into Warrior 2. Here the main thing is that the back arch and the front heel are in one line, looking over your right middle finger into the horizon. Inhaling, coming into the reverse warrior. Breathing. The next inhalation, coming back to Warrior 2. We are always with both hands, not just with the front one. And then exhaling, coming into this pose. And inhaling, twisting to the left a bit, looking up into the sky. Breathing here one more time. And as we exhale, we come down, surrendering, bowing down, knowing that it's never our strength, it's all God-given. What wants to happen is not up to us. We can only put our best, and the rest is grace. Inhaling, looking to the front. Exhaling here, and inhaling, stepping with a foot in front, chest is lifted. Exhaling, bowing down. Inhaling, coming up, maybe arching back a bit, but it's not necessary. And exhaling, drawing that energy from the sky into your heart. Closing your eyes for a few moments. Let's do another round, leading with the right foot. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhaling, putting the weight onto the left foot, lifting the right off the ground, balancing, looking to one grain of sand. Exhaling, coming down into the lunge, joining the palms, right thumb on top of the left thumb, and pointing up. And And the next inhalation coming into the warrior 2. Next inhalation into the reverse warrior. Inhaling back to warrior 2. And then exhaling. And then inhaling, twisting up to the right. And exhaling, bowing down, right knee comes down onto the ground, head bows down. Inhaling, looking to the front, exhaling here. Inhaling, joining the feet, chest is lifted. Exhaling, bowing down. Inhaling, coming up with the arms by the sides, and exhaling, bringing the energy down into the heart. And let's do one last round, leading with the left foot. Inhaling, opening your heart, and exhaling, putting the weight on the right foot and coming into the warrior 3. With an exhalation, lowering down into the lunge and joining the hands, left thumb on top of the right and pointing up. Inhaling warrior 2. We ground through the outer edge of the back foot here. Inhaling, reverse warrior. Next inhalation, back to warrior 2. And exhaling. And then with an inhalation, twisting up to the left, looking into the sky. And exhaling, coming down, bowing in front of the Lord. Inhaling, looking to the front. Exhaling here. Inhaling, joining the feet, chest is lifted. Exhaling, bowing down. Inhaling, one last stretch towards the sky. And exhaling, bringing that energy down into your heart. Beautiful. Then let's go down onto the ground and let's do some more back bends here. Lying onto the belly. We're going to do the cobra pose or bhujangasana. So for that we come onto the belly. The feet are hip width apart. In between, you can either be with the chin on the floor or with the forehead. That really depends on how it's comfortable for your neck. For example, for my neck, it's very important that I do it with my forehead, not with the chin, but it's really just a matter of your preference. The palms of the hands go by just a little bit lower than the shoulders, by the upper side ribs. Resting for a moment, feeling the body. And the elbows want to be very close to the torso. It's as if you would hold a block between the elbows in your back. So when we inhale now, let's start with a mini cobra, inhaling, pushing with the hands against the ground, coming up just a little bit, and exhaling, coming down. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, coming up a little bit, and exhaling down. And the next time, if you can come up higher, or if you want to do the same one, you can. Inhaling, coming up a little bit higher. Like I said, the elbows are close to the sides. They don't go out here. They stay in. Exhaling down. And with the last time now, we're going to stay up. So we're going to inhale, coming up. And then we breathe here in and out, sending the heart to the front. You don't have to put your neck in the back. You can also look a bit down if that's easier for your neck. Breathing one more time. And exhaling, coming down and making a pillow with your hands to rest for a moment. These pauses between the asanas are really important so the nervous system can, let's say, easier digest whatever has been opened up. So it's really good to come to a point where your breath becomes normal in between. Then we're going to do another back bend here, which is the locust pose, the Shalabhasana. And today one idea is to interlace the fingers in the back, but if that's too much then you can just have the hands in your back without interlacing. So the arms go here in the back. And I'm going to first just do it with the torso. So I come up inhaling, and like I said, the hands could be like this, or if you want you could interlace the fingers and open the chest even a bit more. Breathing here. And as you breathe, your torso might go up and down, which is very normal through the filling with air. One more breath, inhaling. And then releasing down, making another pillow. Putting the hand this time to the other side. And inhaling, coming up. Let's do one more time the Shalabhasana, this time also adding the legs to it. So again, you can choose if you want to interlace the fingers or not. Hands go in the back. And we inhale and we lift the torso and the legs. Inhaling, coming up. And if you want, you could interlace the fingers, breathing here. 2 more breaths, if you can. But always be gentle with yourself. And exhaling down and making a pillow again to the other side. And then inhaling, coming up with the torso a little bit, using the hands to push back into a Balasana 2, so in a child's pose 2 pose, where the legs are together, the hands are in the front, and we're going to make cups here now in order to relax our wrists after the pushing up with a cobra pose. Forehead comes onto the ground if you can. Outer rotation of the shoulders. Breathing here is a counter pose of rounding the spine after the back bends. You can breathe into any tension you might have in your back, just with your breath opening between the vertebrae. And then tugging your toes under, you're going to come into a five-fold pranam. Five-fold pranam is that I'm like sitting like this on my heels, and pranam is like a prostration, so it's like this, it's a prostration in front of Hanuman or Lord Ram, or in front of your own heart as you wish. And we're going to do now it's often called the camel pose, but my yoga teacher called it the Hridayasana, the pose for the spiritual heart, which I much more prefer as a name. Inhaling, coming up, and we come onto the knees. If we would be on a harder surface, you could always put a towel or blanket underneath, but because we are on the sand, it's probably already nice and soft. So we're going to do it 3 times. Every time I offer going deeper into the pose, but you can or try it or just stay with the first variation if it's too much of a back bend for you. So we just start with the hands here by the hips. Inhaling, back bending, the elbows go towards each other. Inhaling, sending the heart to the heaven, and the neck can also look straight. You don't have to put the neck into the back if that's too much strain. Breathing here. And with the next exhalation, coming into the five-fold pranam, bowing down for 2 breaths. And then inhaling, coming up, doing the Hridayasana 1 more time. This time, or you repeat what I did before, or this time the hands can come to the inner thighs, and we're going to intensify the back bend if you want. Inhaling, sending the heart up. Breathing here. And exhaling, coming back into the five-fold pranam, bowing down. Inhaling, coming up, and as last variation, I offer another possibility, but you always have to listen to your own boundaries. So for that, you would come onto the heels with the hands, and then from there do the back bend like this. Either with the neck in the back or looking straight. It's really about the heart, so it's not about the head. It's about opening the chest, opening your heart for grace to come. And exhaling, coming one last time into the five-fold pranam. Inhaling, coming up. You're going to come into crossed leg, sitting. Everybody's fine? Yes? So, you're going to search for the sitting bones, pulling the flesh of the gluteus away, so we nicely find them rooting into the ground. I'm going to try without sunglasses now. blinded by the light. And we're going to do a simple twist here today with a breath. So in the twisting we always have the 3 discs. So first turns the belly, then the middle, and then the shoulders. And then if you want, you can add the head to it or not. And as we do it with the breath, it's a more dynamic way to do it. So we inhale, still looking to the front. Exhaling, twisting to the right. And then with the inhalation we come back to the front. Exhaling, twisting to the left. Inhaling to the front. You can do that in your own breathing rhythm for 2-3 more times. As we exhale, we do the twisting. The hand goes in the back in one line with the sacrum. Inhaling to the front and exhaling to the left now. Inhaling to the front, exhaling to the right. And really stay with your spine straight. It's a twist, but the spine wants to grow up to the heavens. Inhaling to the front, and one last time to the left. And inhaling back to the middle. I'm going to do something for the core muscles today, which is the Navasana, which is the boat pose. And I thought, since it's a wind day today, not just because it's really windy here, but because of the energies, we can maybe picture a sailboat for that. So again, for that we want to be on our sitting bones in a way, and we want to first get length. So it's not a collapsing here, it's a getting length, opening the chest, yeah? And then preparing for first the half boat pose, half Navasana. So it's like that. So they are horizontal. Breathing here. And like I said, the chest is open here. It's not a collapsing, it's a heart is open. One more time, breathing and exhaling, crossing the legs, right leg in front. And let's bow down, however far you come down, as a counter pose for 2 seconds, for 2 breaths, I mean. And the next inhalation, coming up again to sitting, having the legs hip width apart, feeling your sitting bones, again maybe holding by your knees to get that length. And you can either repeat the half boat pose or you can try the full boat pose with me if you want. Inhaling, coming up, stretching the legs. You can either have them like this or pointed. And again the heart is lifted. One more breath. And this time crossing the left leg over the right in order to balance. And again bowing to the front. Beautiful. Then let's do one last back bend, lying down on the back. Let's do the bridge pose. So it's half Shavasana. Feet are again hip width apart. Then the elbows will press into the ground. And we're going to do it first 2 times also dynamically with the breath, and then the 3rd time we're going to stay up in the bridge. So we inhale, rolling up vertebra by vertebra, inhaling, pushing the elbows into the ground, helping yourself to lift the hips. The inner knees want to come to the front. And exhaling, rolling down vertebra by vertebra again. Like a little massage for your back. The next inhalation again, rolling up. Really enjoying this massage. And rolling down again. And then for the next time, really put the elbows close to your sides. Elbows press into the ground as you come up, inhaling. And then we stay up for a few breaths. Again, the inner knees want to come to the front. The neck is in a way that you don't have the neck on the ground, but the back of the head is on the ground, and the chest, the heart wants to go to the chin. And if you want, you could interlace the fingers underneath your hips and put your weight onto one shoulder, making space so you can put the shoulder blades even closer towards each other and come up. Breathing. 2 more breaths up in the bridge. Really lifting your hips as high as you can for 1 more moment. And releasing the hands if you have them interlaced, and relaxing the hips down, and opening the hands into receiving grace posture. Do here one breathing exercise before we sit up for doing 1 more pranayama, 1 more breathing exercise seated. If you can join the soles of the feet and let the knees fall to the sides. If that's too much, you can just stay like that. That's also fine. That's Supta Baddha Konasana. So we start becoming aware of the breathing, inhaling and exhaling just as they naturally come. Inhaling, bringing the hands to your heart. And exhaling, opening them again, back with the back of the hands on the sand. Inhaling to the heart. Exhaling, surrendering, inhaling, embodying, exhaling, I surrender, inhaling, I embody. Do that a few more rounds with your own breathing rhythm. One last cycle of surrendering and going deeper into manifestation, into the body. And then in order to come out of this pose, if you have been here for some time, you can help with the hands by the thighs and engage Mula Bandha. Mula Bandha is the pelvic floor for women, perineum for men. So we inhale, engaging Mula Bandha, bringing the knees towards each other, and then maybe lift your hips to replace it back onto the ground. See if there's anything in your sacrum which needs a little bit of attention now. You might want to hug your knees towards your hips. Maybe do a little massage of your lower back. whatever your body needs right now after the back bends and now the opening of the knees. Just be kind. You can also play around. If you hold the knees with more distance with your arms, you will be able to massage a different part of your lower back and your hips and your sacrum. Then placing the feet onto the ground again. Let's do the eye of the needle pose still before. So for that I'm going to cross the right leg over the left knee. The foot is flexed, so this will protect the, not like this, it's flexed, yeah. This will protect the knee, and then we can go with the hands between the thighs and hold either the shin, or if that's too much, you can hold the thigh here. Yeah, wherever you can hold is fine. It's a hip opener. Perfect. Breathing here one more time. And exhaling, letting go of the foot, placing the other foot onto the ground. And now the left foot comes over onto the right knee, or just above the knee on the thigh. And then again, the hand goes between the thighs, and we search either for the shin or for the thigh. And pull it with the arms towards the chest. The upper leg, the foot is flexed to protect the knee. Breathing here. And exhaling, releasing. Both feet onto the ground. And then let's roll over to the right side, helping us up to come into the sitting position. For the alternate nostril breathing. You okay? So, however you're comfortable sitting is fine. If that's comfortable for you, then you can do this, or you could also sit like that. It's just about sitting for a few minutes in a position where you don't have to move so much and where the spine is as straight as possible without being very very serious about it in that sense, I would say. So it's not the traditional way of teaching this breathing exercise, but I like it much better like this, because the mudra, like the hand gesture for the traditional one, is quite uncomfortable for some time. So my yoga teacher did it like this, that we're going to do the Yana mudra with both hands, so thumbs and index finger are touching. And we're going to close, I'm going to explain it a bit first. We're going to close with the middle finger, the nostril, as we exhale. And then we're just going to lower down the hand again. And then with another side, we're going to lift the other hand and close with that hand this nostril as we exhale. So we're going to breathe in through both nostrils and exhaling just through one, always alternating. Yeah? So let's close the eyes, becoming aware of the natural flow of the breath. And then with the next inhalation, let's do 2 rounds of just full breathing with both nostrils. Inhaling to the bottom, abdomen, filling up to the diaphragm, filling the chest, and exhaling still through both nostrils. Chest down to diaphragm, to abdomen. As we are empty, there's a mini pause, and then we fill again bottom to top. As we are full, there's a millisecond of a pause maybe, and then we exhale top to bottom. And then in the next round we're going to start with alternating. So we inhale bottom to top with both nostrils. As we reach the top and are full, there's this mini pause. In this mini pause we lift the right hand, closing the right nostril with the right middle finger, exhaling through the left nostril. As we are empty, we lower the right hand and then breathe in again through both nostrils. As we are full at the top, we lift the left arm, closing the left nostril with the left middle finger, exhaling only through the right. Then lowering again the left arm, inhaling through both nostrils. And then again lifting the right hand, closing the right nostril with the right middle finger, exhaling to the left side. Do this again a few more rounds in your own breathing rhythm. There's no counting in this teaching. Like I said, it's not the traditional one, but I find it much easier and more calming. Always inhaling through both nostrils and exhaling through one nostril. And just appreciating the breath. Through this exercise we balance the right and the left nadis, which are the energy lines, you could say. So we balance the male and the female line, the Pingala and the Ida nadi. It's very often that one side is maybe more blocked than the other. That's very normal. Just observe that. It's not a problem. Continue for one more round, just enjoying how the breath flows. Since we started with closing the right nostril first, one round will be finished whenever you close with the left middle finger the left nostril and exhale through the right only. Whenever you have finished this round, breathing out through the right, then you just continue breathing through both nostrils, observing the breath, waiting for the others. And just observe if maybe your mind has calmed down a bit through this quite easy exercise. Either let your eyes closed, if you can, make your way down to the relaxation pose, to Shavasana, without opening your eyes. You can do that, or if you prefer to open your eyes in order to see how you come down onto the ground, you can do that. I'm going to stay sitting up because I'm going to read a little paragraph for you as you lie down in Shavasana. Shavasana is the pose where you have the feet more or less as wide as the yoga mat apart and the palms are facing up to the sky. You can choose the angle of the shoulders. This depends on what is comfortable for your shoulders. It's always different for everyone. It has to be comfortable. I'm going to read a little paragraph which I found very inspiring in my yoga teacher training, and then I'm still going to sing something to completely relax, as the mind will be still a bit on as I'm reading this. It's about the breath. The universe breathes us. volume and pressure are inversely related. When volume increases, pressure decreases. And when volume decreases, pressure increases. Because air always flows towards areas of low pressure, increasing the volume inside the thoracic cavity, inside your chest, so to speak, will decrease the pressure and cause air to flow into it. This is an inhalation. It is important to note that in spite of how it feels when you inhale, you do not actually pull air into your body. On the contrary, air is pushed into the body by the atmospheric pressure that always surrounds you. This means that the actual force that gets air into the lungs is outside of the body. The energy you use in breathing produces a shape change which causes the pressure in your chest to become lower and permits the air to be pushed into the body by the weight of the planet's atmosphere. In other words, you create the space and the universe fills it. Jai Jaya Hanuman, Jai Jaya Hanuman, Hanuman, Jai Sita-Rama, Jai Sita-Rama, Jaya Bolo, Jaya Bolo, Hanumana Sita, Sita-Rama, Sita, Sita-Rama, Sita, Sita-Rama, Hanuman. samasta sukhino bhavantu loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Then slowly start wiggling your hands and your toes a little bit to come back to your beautiful body. And whenever you're ready, you can turn to your right side, resting your head on your right upper arm in fetus position. And then whenever you're ready, you can help yourself up into a sitting position. Namaste. Jai Ma.